Hi, good morning YouTube. Today I would like to talk about my V3 Nomad or N3 Nomad 2015 Nomad Carbon 27.5 bike originally converted to a mullet. So I've got a mullet set up here with a 160mm travel 29er fork and a 29er front wheel. This was a project of mine which I've always been curious about, and I was always wondering how would this 27.5 Nomad work as a mullet bike. Okay, so as you can see here, I hope the lighting is good enough. I actually decked out, I went all out and I got a 44mm offset Lyrik Ultimate 2021 with the new Charge 2.1 damper. It is running a ZTR Flow EX rim in front. I actually wanted a Flow Mark 2, Mark 3, the wider one, a 30mm with front rim, but there was during this pandemic period there's no stock, so I make do with what was available. This is a fully built N3 or V3 Nomad, whichever you want to call it. It's a 2015 frame, and it's full XT, full Shimano Diore XT with a NV M70 rear carbon rear wheel. It was running NV M70 carbon rear front and rear wheels 27.5 before this. I was also running a normal Pike 160mm travel with a 27.5 wheel, a 27.5 fork as well. If I can find a photo of it, I will put it in here. I'll insert it here. I have not changed anything in the entire bike except for the fork and the front wheel, and the bike generally rides better. It is definitely better in its mullet setup right now versus its original 27.5 inch wheel front and rear setup with a 160 fork. I did not opt for a longer travel fork like a 170 or 180mm because the 29er wheel actually raises the front end quite a bit. Previously, this bike is about a 65 or 64.5 head tube angle, but with the 29er front and a 29er fork at 160mm travel, it is 63mm head tube angle at the moment, which is makes it a current day trail bike geometry. What else it did with once having the fork changed, the bottom bracket also got raised. I'm experiencing much less pedal strikes, and the bike climbs about the same. To me, I don't feel a difference in it climbing, and it descends even better. Maybe it's because of this fork being stiffer than my previous Pike 27.5, which is a RCT3, pretty old, also a 2015 fork. It is now a 2021 Lyrik Ultimate, which is a whole different, a big ball game, big change. It's so much stiffer. The steering feel, the steering is more responsive. I feel that it turns much better, much less fork flex. Of course, I have adjusted the stack so that my handlebar height from center to floor is the same as my previous setup. So in terms of my riding geometry, I did not change a single thing. My ride geometry, my reach, my feel in the cockpit and everything is exactly the same with the addition of this mullet setup. It's the best upgrade I've done so far. Of course, previously the best upgrade was my DVO Jade rear coil spring, and in my Pike RCT3 I removed the air spring and I put in a push ACS3, which did wonders, changed the whole ride, changed the fork completely. But now with this Lyrik Ultimate, because it's got a debonair spring and it's charged 2.1. It's awesome. I don't feel the need to have to go to a spring front end. Air spring in the fork is perfectly fine. I've ridden other pikes with debonair in the past, and I think the debonair is actually a huge revelation for the air spring forks. And with the debonair, you can do without a coil spring in front. The linear feel of the debonair is actually very, very good. So anyway, I didn't want to touch further about the rest of the bike. It's a little bit dirty. You know, I just wanted to really tell you guys about what I have done with this V3 Nomad. There's no information in YouTube and no one explaining the difference or the benefits of going to a mullet setup on this frame, because it's already outdated, it's obsolete. But I think having done this, it has actually brought the frame back to current day standards of riding. Maybe I'm lying to myself, but I couldn't find any information about making a Mullet V3 Nomad, so I had to do it myself to find out. I didn't change anything in the headset. There was no changes needed to be done in the front end. I've used back my brakes, used back everything, just changed the fork and the wheel, of course, and the tires. I used an old non-boost hub, and of course I got the boost adapters fitted, if you can see. Small spacer here, small spacer back there, and yeah, it's working perfectly well. Very, very happy with the results. I've ridden this frame, this setup, about 5 times since I did the upgrade less than a month ago, and very, very happy with it. Sorry, I had interruption from my son. Well, as I said again, no downfalls, no cons in the climbing section. I climb the same. I feel climbing is exactly the same as before with the 27.5 setup. Downhills, way faster, way more confident. Rollover is better. I don't get hung up so much. Turn in, more aggressive. It's a stiffer front end. I feel more in tune with the front end now. I've got better feedback. It's more responsive. I'm overall all pros, no cons. Alright, thank you for watching. Hope you guys like this review.